As soon as okay, I think we, okay. Setting up. Shalom, and thank you for joining us. Done. Yeah, so what I'm Gidon Ariel. Thank you, Al, for being here, who is a member of our executive board of Root Source, and Charlie, who is a member recently joined, but very active, relatively active member of our advisory board. So we're going to just go in right away. The way that this works is I read through the minutes that I prepared, and at the end, anybody who is here approves them. If they have any questions or comments, of course, they provide them. And anybody who wasn't at the meeting, we've already distributed the minutes and all of the documents that we prepared for the meeting, so they can also ask offline. It's all within the board. Okay, so let me share this here. 1 second. Okay. Righty, here we are. So, since this is a call to order, we like to have a meeting, but right now, as we know, we don't have enough people. I'm going to go through this quickly. We've been through this before. Charlie, if you really want to read, I wrote this up for the first time about 4 years ago, and I took stuff from, I looked for meeting minutes online, and so it's a bunch of old stuff that I never change. Okay, so the document was this document was prepared by the CEO and circulated amongst all directors, and its agenda items will have been approved at the Zoom meeting, which was held today at this time. So today, our member who is here is Al. Let me move him over. I don't know why I don't remember if Armando said it last time. I don't know if he was the only one, but that's what we had. Okay. And I of course am here. Dawn specifically said she won't be able to make it, as did Arnie. And so we've got Charlie, and right now Sloan also hasn't shown up. If he wants to, we'll find him. So Al is here, Charlie is here, I'm here, Armando, Revis, Dave, Elisheva, Elon, and Shelley are our other 6 board members. Of course, directors, as it says over here, and they will say they will write that they watched it or good enough. So since 3 board members are not present, this activity is considered an informal action. Agenda. The agenda to of resolutions to act upon. Number 1, review 2024 expenses to date. Ordinarily, I do a quarter, but this time I'm going to do the whole year, or maybe just the quarter. We'll see in a moment. Review the snapshot of the balances and review and report of the activities of 2024. So let's get right into it. Review the 2024 expenses to date. We shall review and approve the actual approx 1, 2, 3, 4 tab of the following document, and I've already got it open. And here it is: the actual expenses. And here AR. I believe that's Armando Rusty. Very good. We'll be able to add him in as soon as he comes in. And
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, Armando. And Dad is also coming in. It's my dad, because I haven't seen him on a Zoom ever. Hi, Dad. Who are you? Please unmute yourself. I wonder who this really is. Maybe it's there you are. Who are you, that person who looks like Dad?
It's Dave Pitcher.
Dave Pitcher. So let me change that, please. There you aren't. Okay, hi, Dave. Good. So Dave and Armando are also here. So does that mean since 3 members or more are present, 3 out of 7 is more than 40%? Somebody please check my math. Okay, so that means it is since are present, this activity is activity is an official board meeting. Okay. If there had not been such a quorum present by the meeting's end, this would have been a okay, easy to change. Yes, so these are our major expenses. Our minor expenses are paying Israeli tax authorities, internet, phone, that kind of thing. But our major expenses are, first of all, my salary. And we'll start right in by saying that in our last meeting, we talked about how my salary had gone up from $7,000, not my bottom line salary, but all the expenses or the fees that Root Source Israel was getting from Root Source America for managing the organization. But because of financial reasons, I proposed and agreed to revert my fee from 10,000 back to 7,000 a month until significant dependable income happens. Is that clear? That's pretty significant. In addition, Michael Stoltz, who is our fundraising consultant, he calls himself something like American representative or something like that. He's been trying hard to get people who know us and people who didn't yet know us to know them better, and to hopefully people who have who understand that we have the wherewithal to give significant donations. But he has not been successful, so he agreed to drop his salary a few months ago from $2,000 a month to $1,000 a month, and now in September, he volunteered to have his fee, not to have it, but to not have half of it. And December 15th, a few days ago, when I was speaking to him, he volunteered to waive his fee until we start getting something. So that is very kind of him and very understandable, because it's very uncomfortable for a professional to not be successful after more than a year. Josh, we stopped using him a long time ago. Our VAs, it says here, oh yeah, I didn't get around to get the exact amount, but our ordinary expenses for our VAs is about less than I think it's about one second, about $1,500 a month. But this month of the last month of November, in the Philippines, they have something called the 13th month. Maybe you've heard of it in the United States, maybe you've heard of it elsewhere. It basically is like a bonus that you give your employees. They get an extra month's salary, the 13th month. I'm not required to do that. No, I'm not a Filipino employer. I don't know how much the real Filipinos are really required to do that anyways. Maybe it's just accepted. But I like to keep my workers happy. If we're already talking about the VAs here, as you might know, Joanna, my main VA, virtual assistant, and really COO, she does so much stuff. She is pregnant now. She's due next month, I think, and she's having a difficult pregnancy. I'm going to be discussing with her exactly what maternity leave means, but as far as I can understand, she will be paid for her maternity leave by the Filipino Social Security that she's paying into. So that means that I probably will, for a month, for about 100 days, I believe it's 3 months, we will not be paying that salary. I might be paying her a little bit because I think she still will be doing a little bit of work for me during those months. The bookkeeper fee went up a tiny bit at some point, and it's staying at about $500 a month, something like no, about 300, about $500 a month, I think. As I mentioned, Arnie also is a fundraising consultant here in Israel. But for various reasons, I'm using him less, so he doesn't mind not getting. And we officially changed it from, instead of meeting weekly, we don't meet at all unless I ask. So this morning, for example, I asked to meet with him in order to review this meeting, and so he'll charge me, I don't know, a few hundred shekels for that. Our newsletter platform, Aweber, also is raising its prices at the end of this month. And so that will be, instead of $100 a month, $150 a month. It comes out to more than $1,000 a year. So I mentioned it here in the big ones. We had two major expenses this quarter. Number one, we we prepared taxes for 2023, I think. We paid for that. So that was about $800. And I don't know if I mentioned this on the WhatsApp group, but a law firm found a picture on our website that we basically just used because we got it from Israel 365, but evidently Israel 365 was using it improperly or didn't write on it whatever the name of that company. I think it was whatever it was, Scoop 99, something like that. And here comes Leah also. So that meant that they said, listen, you got to pay us like about $4,000. So I sweated for a few weeks, and I came to the point of counter proposing about $1,800, and they accepted that, and we're done with that. So does anybody remember if I mentioned that on the WhatsApp group?
No, I don't remember that.
I should have done that. Oh well. But it is what it is. Let me share and close this again 1 second. Okay, let me see if second. Hi, Leah. We've just reviewed that we've actually expended less in most parameters, in most of our parts of what we do, categories, except for our virtual assistants from the Philippines, because we paid them the annual 13th month bonus. Okay, so now we will continue to the next point, which are our balances. We'll do this quickly. Any questions about that before we move on? Anyone?
No questions.
Thank you. Okay, so in Mizrahi Bank, we have about $16,000. In PayPal Israel, we have about $500. In Give Butter, which is where our donations come into, we have about $8,700. And Mercury, which is our new bank, because Roe decided that we can't do banking with them anymore. Mercury, we have about $8,000. That comes out to about $33,000. 16 plus another 16 is 32, plus another 1 or 2, that comes about 33,700. However, our expenses within the next 30 days will be our standard monthly, about 10,000, plus 3,000 teacher payment, which we got as a gift from the Nathaniel Foundation a good many months ago, but I was hesitant to pay it. But we're coming up by the end of the year, so I'm going to bite that bullet and pay it. So that is it. Hey, I won't bother going through all of the all-time numbers over here. I will just say that this bottom line means that as of January 5th or so, we will have $20,000 in all of our accounts unless we get some money in. I am planning on running another email campaign towards the end of the year, which is only about 2 more weeks, which will tell our donors of all time, especially and also our current donors, this year's donors, please give something towards the end of the year. As a matter of fact, talking to Dave talking to Arnie this morning, came up with the idea that we will ask for our anti-Semitism projects, because that seems to be something more specific and something that people might be able to get their hand into their wallet for, and it will come into our pot, our expendable money, as opposed to money that I raise for soldiers, for example, in which case that I have to pretty much pass over to soldiers. We've done a few campaigns like that this year. Wonder where I wrote that up. I thought I wrote it up somewhere. Did I just explain myself? Well, we get our money from donations that are not specific, but that's usually $50, $100. It goes into our general fund, our general donations. We get most of our money from our big donors and small donors for earmarked projects, but those earmarked projects also make their way into our budget. In other words, if we run a project that the budget includes a portion of my salary as a teacher, my salary as the executive of that, the person who actually gets that job done, then that goes into our justifiable expenses, like I just showed you on the previous tab. However, this year we ran a few campaigns, for example, for Israeli soldiers, something that was pretty sexy this year. So one person said, listen, I want to give this specifically, I'm giving $10,000, but I want it to go to this unit. And so I said, okay. So maybe I took off $100 to cover fees, a few $100, but that money went straight through. And so even though it counts as money that we're bringing in, it doesn't really count as money that we can use going out. So I don't keep myself from running such projects, because I'm doing it for the donors and for the donees. I want donors to feel comfortable working here, donating to us. But that is not something that we can get in. That is one of the reasons why our bottom line at the end of this year is lower than in previous years. In all previous years, our money, our balances have been around $100,000, and now it's only about $20,000. That is because a lot of the money that came in only looked like it came in, but it didn't really. And and our major donor, the Nathaniel Foundation, gave significantly less this year. This last quarter, they contacted us, I understand, as part of their entire list of beneficiaries, and said we're not going to be able to make a distribution this quarter. So that's the way it goes. That is the situation. I do hope that we will get more money, first of all, from the Nathaniel Foundation in the subsequent quarter. Maybe they'll have a good quarter and they'll be able to give us enough to cover this last quarter. I have another foundation that I hope will give us money this year. They've given us $10,000 and $15,000 a year in the past. That will be nice. And hopefully some of our private donors who have said, I hope that to give you a significant amount of money this year, they will be able to do that as well. But, a hope is not A promise is not a pledge, and a pledge is not money in the bank. So we will just continue praying about that. Okay, we are done with the finances for this quarter and this year, unless there are any other questions.
No questions.
Dave, did you have something to say?
Yeah, no questions.
Okay, let me hope that this will, my computer is, all right. And so
Yeah.
the last two things on our agenda is report of review of activities. And that are two things. First of all, I want to point out, I'm not going to go through them. I would just like you all, and I'll post these two links on the WhatsApp group. Just one second. Where's the WhatsApp group? Here it is. Second. The first one, this is something that we added this year, Joanna and I. What we do, and it's the list of about 20 things that we do. I hope that you're all familiar with most of them, if not all of them. Links to most of them. I don't know what avail our book now means, but learn more and make a donation. Support this project if you'd like. And our annual report includes the things that we said that we would do towards 2024. Here's a list of the 18 things that we prophesized in December last year that we would achieve by December 24. There's a typo, we got to fix that, and how we measured up. So these are the 18 things that were at the end of this page, just like there's 18 things this year as well that we will get to. And we've done a good amount of these things. So again, I refer you all to review these two pages on your own time, and I would appreciate that. It hopefully won't take, it's a single page. Look at it. If there's something interesting, click through. And these are all the things that we've done. We've also done these things that we did not plan on doing at that time. And that is the War Needs campaign, as I've mentioned. Worked some more on the Institute of the Midrashic Studies. We had one big seminar at the beginning of the year. We launched the List 2023 in February, I think. We did a Purim Mishloach Manot campaign, i.e. we gave out gifts at the Purim time. We had a bunch of conversations, etc. This is something we did not plan on. The murals, that was also something that we passed over virtually all the money to. We raised about $7,000 for that. Went to the United States. We did more. We got some grants. We, of course, did our 10th anniversary celebration. That was, I think, September. And we continue to do our newsletter. Our plans for next year, another symposium. Victoria Sarvati mentioned Shabbat. Maybe we will talk about Shabbat next year. It's a little bit harder to decide when we're going to do that because all the other holidays we do around that holiday throughout the year, the annual holidays. We will do more conversations, the Crystal Nachlet of the Church Project, etc., etc. Let's see if there's anything here that we haven't done in the past. Nah, I don't think so. All right, and hopefully celebrate a few more grandchildren. I had two more grandchildren this year, Yonatan Tzvi and Keter Batzion. Let's take a quick picture, a quick peek at both of them. This is, I'm not even sure. Little brother, so that is Yehonatan Tzvi. And this is little sister, Keter Batzion. Keter Batzion means the crown of the daughter of Zion. And Yehonatan Tzvi means Jonathan Tzvi. Okay, my friends, it is 8:29. I said I wanted to finish this within a half an hour. So before we get people to the only people here are, we've got Dave, Armando, and Al to approve of the presentation. I'd like to ask one more time if you have anything else to add or to ask?
Just one thing, the financial situation as you've discussed it, get down. I did not detect any red flags. Am I correct? As
Well,
in, you're not
the
concerned,
red flags is that we have three. What do you mean by red flags?
as in, you're not, we're not concerned that root source cannot do what we would like to do in 2025, including compensate everyone doing the work appropriately.
Yes, well,
Okay.
that's the only, there are, as you heard, there's one or two people who are volunteering, but that's out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
Right now, without getting more money, we will see the black at the end of the tunnel in 3 or 4 months. But
Hmm.
hopefully we will all pray about that, and we will be able to get more. Arnie, again, he's unable to appear tonight, but he said, listen, what we need, and this is something I didn't show, but I will, we have today about, well, I say about, let me look it up exactly. The number of the amount of money that we have monthly coming in by recurring monthly, quarterly, or annual donations is $1,078. So obviously that means that we're going to get 1,000, unless some or all of those people say, sorry, we're all done this year. But I think that they will continue, and that means we will get another 1,000. The greatest thing would be is if we could have $10,000 a month between two people or four people who give 500 each, such and such people who give 250 each, such and such 100 each, such and such 50 each, and a few people who are giving, a bunch of people who are giving $5. We have one or two people who give $5 or $7 a month. But if we would be able to get $10,000 or $9,000 a month, then we would be able to focus. Then we would have enough breathing space to do everything else. Hi, Human. Unmute yourself if you can.
Hi everyone. Sorry I'm late. I got double booked, but I hope I didn't
It's all
miss
right.
anything.
It's all right. We just finished. But we are recording this, and you can review it, and it's only half an hour, or we'll see how much longer I'm going to waste my time, or I'm going to spend my time recording. The bottom line is, if you can hear Uman and anybody else again, is that we have about $20,000, or no, that's not true. We have about $30,000, $32,000 in the bank. Our expenses are about $9,000 or $10,000 a month. And so we only have enough now to last for about 3 more months, but hopefully we will get more during those 3 months, including big donations. And the prayer is that we will be able to really focus on getting small and large monthly and quarterly and annual recurring donations. And continue to pray. Thank you for making that point.
Don,
Yes, Leah.
I just wanted to take an opportunity, being the new person, to thank everybody for a warm greeting and inviting me to have a seat at the table. I also was a little overbooked or double booked today. I am beginning business school, so hopefully what I learn, I will be able to then contribute to help grow this very important work in ministry. And I will definitely be keeping Root Source in prayer for strategic ideas and ways to get the message out, and for that transference of wealth as the world seems to be experiencing economic turmoils. So, but anyway, he that owns a cattle on 1,000 hills will make a way where there is no way. We know this. So yeah, thank you again. And that's all.
Thank you very much. Let me just get Human's name in here also. Okay, so we've got, once again, Charlie, Al, I'm sorry, Dave, Al, and Armando, and Charlie, Leah, and Human and Gidon. That makes 7. I see 7 people here. Last chance, anybody? Okay, thank you all very much. Oh yes, of course, Dave, Al, and Armando. I'm going to add your names at the bottom. Okay,
Yes.
Yeah.
that will say present and affirmed December 18th. Okay, toda raba.